This is Relationship Masterclass. My name is Sam Oye. My commitment is to help you succeed in your marriage and in your relationship. There are 5 kinds of abuses. There's what we call emotional and psychological abuse. There's what we call verbal abuse. There's what we call physical abuse. There's what we call financial abuse. And there's what we call sexual abuse. Emotional and physical abuse is any act including confinement, isolation, verbal assault, humiliation, intimidation, or any other treatment that may diminish the sense of identity, dignity, and self-worth in your partner. Emotional, so physical, psychological abuse, they are almost close to each other. Psychological abuse is a subset of emotional abuse. It's just that psychological abuse is a little bit more vicious. And I will explain that very shortly. When it comes to emotional abuse, those who perpetrate it are called emotional abusers. Emotional abusers are usually wounded people. There are people who have been wounded from their childhood. There are people who are carrying pain of abandonment, rejection, rape, betrayal, and the rest of that. They are wounded people, broken arrows, children from dysfunctional family background. Now listen, it is critical to know this about abusers, emotional abusers. They hurt others because they are yet to be healed. The reason they hurt others is because they are yet to be healed. Now let me say something. Emotional abusers are different from psychological abusers in a little way. First, don't forget, I said they are wounded people. So because of that, they wound others. Now beyond that, they know that what they are doing is wrong. The problem is they don't know how to stop it, but they are willing to stop it. That makes them different from psychological abusers. When it comes to psychological abusers, I put down some stuff that will make you remember them. Psychological abusers are intentional, and they believe that they have the right, they have the assessment, they have the judgment that is backing up what they do to you. They feel entitled to the harm they cause you. Now let me say something about them. They intentionally choose when to start or stop hurting you. Now let me say this. Psychological abusers can either be men or women. In fact, it's been found out that there are a lot of women who are psychological abusers. When they want to start hurting you, they will start. When they are tired, they will stop. Number 2, they really give an authentic, and they really don't give, take note of this, they really don't give an authentic and genuine apology. You hardly can remember a psychological abuser, men or women, they hardly give you a genuine apology. Number 3, they enjoy watching you go through frustration and pain that they are causing you. It's an environment they are comfortable with. They love causing you pain. They love frustrating you. And yet to them it's normal. They don't see it as anything bad that they are doing to you. They love to create tension and chaos in the marriage. They love to create tension and chaos in the relationship. And they love watching you suffer in detention. It's a very terrible set of people to live with. This is the terrible part about psychological abusers. They can manipulate you to meet their needs, whereas they never care one bit about your needs. They are never thinking about your need, your sexual need, your emotional needs, your financial need, your psychological need. They don't care. They only manipulate you to meeting their own needs. And once their needs are met, they don't care about your own needs. The sad part of it is this. Emotional abusers, because they are wounded people, if they find healing, they change. Psychological abusers, because what they are doing is intentional, they don't change. So watch this. Check people who are psychological abusers. Watch them for a decade, 10 years. You will discover one thing about them. You can't tell the difference between who they are today and who they were 10 years ago. It is a hallmark. That is what we call the acid test of psychological abusers. They hardly ever change. Their strategy is the same. Check how they hurt you. How they've been hurting you 10 years ago is the same way they hurt you today. Number two, check how they hardly ever apologize. Same thing today. Check how that when they have their own needs to be met, they will manipulate, create tension for you to meet their needs, but they never meet your need. Psychological abusers, they don't grow. They never grow. That's one thing you used to know psychological abusers. What are the common signs of both psychological and emotional abuse in a relationship? Number one, repeated blaming and belittling. They will repeatedly blame you. That's one sign you used to know psychological and emotional abusers. They find a way to make sure they turn the whole thing against you, to blame you, to belittle you. Number two, they like to control, intimidate, and manipulate you. Number three, they like to criticize and humiliate you. Number four, they like to ignore, isolate, and insult you. Number five, they like to mock you, slander you, and shame you. They find joy in it. They like to threaten to leave you or have you leave them. They like to threaten you. They always threaten to either take your children away or withdraw privileges they've given to you. They like to yell and threaten to expose your secrets. Secrets you shared with them. They will threaten to expose it. It's a terrible thing to be with psychological abusers and emotional abusers.